What's up, everybody? It is May 19th and just got back from a great camping trip. It's actually our second camping trip of the season, but it was the first time we got on the lake, got the boat out. So spent some quality time with my wife and our friends. So just had a really good time, relaxing, kick back, but now we're right back at it. Got the yard mowed, got all my to-do list stuff done for work. Got a really busy and productive, hopefully, week coming up here at work. So just headed out to the farm, gonna check out the food plot that we put in a week ago. Unfortunately, we have not had the rain that we thought we were gonna have. We've had a little bit of moisture, but not the good consistent rain that we thought. So I'm gonna go out here and check on that, see if it's taken hold, and if not, we might figure something out about bringing some water out there and getting these seeds jump started. But I don't know, it's supposed to rain today and we've gotten just a little spit here and there. So anyway, stay tuned, we'll check it out here in a minute. See ya. Hey everybody, welcome back. It is June 3rd and we are out at the lease just getting some checklist items completed. As you can see, I'm on the tractor getting some bush hogging done. You can see over my shoulder, we got this old stand here. So what I do, there's a bedding area right across from me going into this other bedding area. I always put this hard transition line here, keep the growth up a little bit higher on the other side, basically forcing those deer to come where I want them to go. This is a natural pinch point anyway, because it's the closest from tree line to tree line, and then just give them a natural a man-made transition line to force them to stay on this side, come right past the stand. We're going to be trading this older stand out for a new stand. So we're going to get that done today. We're going to get those trail cameras out, Meyer trail cameras on the plot pod, on the ultimate camera mounts, get all that stuff set up so we start getting that intel, and hopefully we'll see the Goliath buck yet again this year. I seen them 3 times with my own eyes last season, and they all 3 times were right here on this transition. But unfortunately, I was over in the tower blind and never got a shot at them. So hopefully this season we're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to get the transition line pushed a little bit further this way, and then hopefully with the food plot we'll have even more luck this season. So food plot's coming along really well. It's got a lot of the ryegrasses are starting to really come in, take hold, but I'm not seeing a lot of clover coming up. So I went and got a blend of clover today, 3 different types of clover. I'm gonna go ahead and broadcast that while it still has that opportunity for that seed to soil contact. And then also broadcast a little bit of fertilizer, and then we're supposed to, fingers crossed, have rain move in here over the next 2 days. So we've had some good rain here. It just seems like it keeps bypassing the farm. So the food plot has not gotten a lot of rain since we got it put in. So all in all, it should be a pretty informative episode. I hope you keep hanging in there and just kind of see all the different things that we do for those checklist items prior or during the preseason. So keep hanging in there. All right, everybody. So I got all the bush hogging done, and we're back here at the food plot. I just want to kind of show you where it's at after 3 weeks. So hold on, let me flip this around. So there's 3 weeks. But you can just see, I mean, it's just so dry. And we've gotten good rain, but I just don't know if it's bypassing us here or what the deal is. But you can also see the ryegrass is coming in strong, and some of the brassicas are starting to take hold. A lot of the brassicas are already getting eat up by bugs, so I'm gonna have to get out here and spray for that. But getting a little bit of clover. Some of that might just be volunteer coming back from the food plot from last season. But the blend that I threw out here, the Evolved Harvest, just doesn't have the amount of clover in it that I wanted it to. So I went and got 3 types of clover today. Got them in a brown paper bag so I can shake them up real good, get them good and mixed up, and then I'm gonna broadcast them. After that, I'm gonna throw some fertilizer on this and then pray to God that it rains over the next 2 days. It's supposed to rain, so fingers crossed, lots of prayer that that rain will move here and get that seed driven into the ground, and we'll get a little bit more clover in this plot for the season. So we're gonna do that. Then we're going to get a feeder set up right back here. And then we're also going to start getting our cameras out. Oh, rocks. There it went. So we're gonna get a bunch of cameras out today on some of these trails, on some of the hard transition lines, and then obviously all around this food plot. Let those run for about 3 weeks, and then we'll come back and see what kind of intel we got and see hopefully what bucks made it through the winter, and start getting a hit list put together for the 2019 season. So keep hanging in there with me, and we'll get all this stuff done and hopefully get all these check marks put on a checklist. So stay tuned. All right, guys, so I got the feeder all set up. Unfortunately, I guess I left a little bit of corn left in there, and it wound up rotting. So I had to run that back to the barn, get that all cleaned out, and we got it set up. It's drying out right now before we put the fresh corn in. But I wanted to talk to you about our mineral site. We're getting ready to put a new mineral site in up here and freshen up 2 more mineral sites on this property. So we're electing to utilize the Trophy Rock. We've used Trophy Rock for years, and just let me tell you right now, we are not sponsored by Trophy Rock. We don't work with Trophy Rock in any form or fashion. I went out and bought this, but I know it works. Long after this 20-pound rock has dissolved, these deer will continue to come back to that mineral site and paw and dig at that ground, and it works. So we've had a lot of people, especially in the mineral industry, reach out to us and want us to utilize their product this year. But we've waited and we waited and we waited, and we still haven't received any of their products. So we're going to the default to what we know works. We're going to utilize the Trophy Rock for now. And look, if you want to reach out to us on social media, we got Instagram, Facebook, obviously YouTube, and talk to us about us utilizing your product here at Deer 30, I would love to have that conversation. But for now, on the mineral side, we are going to use the Trophy Rock because at the end of the day, I know it works. All right, everybody, so I chose this site right here to put my mineral site in, first and foremost because it's about 8 or 9 feet off of my field. Last thing you want to do is create a mineral site out in the middle of your field. You're going to run into it with your tractor as they start digging that hole out. So about 8 or 9 foot into the wood line, no big deal. It's going to be out of the way once they start digging that hole out. 2, there's runoff here on the natural slope of this field. So eventually, as they dig that hole, it might actually drain water into it and create a nice little watering hole at the top of this hill. So just thinking kind of two birds with one stone. I've seen it happen in the past if it'll hold water. So got the mineral site there. Also chose this spot because over my right shoulder here, this is a hard trail down into a bedding area we created 2 years ago. So about 60 yards down, there's a flat as you're going down into the creek bottom. And we went in and dropped a bunch of trees and created some really nice bedding area, buck bedding area, and they're utilizing it a lot. So you got a feeding site on the other side about 150 yards away. It comes right through the woods, go down through the creek, right up to the top through this trail. They'll have this mineral site. They got the feeder about 20 yards over there, and then obviously right out into our food plot. So good location. Trophy Rock can't go wrong. So this mineral site is all set up. Got 2 more to work on. So back at the truck, we are getting all kinds of work done today. We got the most of the bush hogging done on this side of the farm anyway. Got the mineral site put out. We got the new feeder put up over here on this side. Got the feeder cleaned out. It's dry now. We got a new battery put in there. Got the timer all set for the dispenser. We got the Purina Antler Max. So this feeder, I believe, holds 250 pounds of corn. So we're basically going to put a half bag of corn in, a quarter bag of this, half bag, quarter bag, so on and so forth till it's full. But we got the Antler Max out here. And it also has the climate guard, just in case we do wind up having a really dry summer. It'll help the deer maintain that antler growth through a drought. So we're gonna get that out. We keep this out all season long. Obviously we got 5 feeders running on 3 different farms. So we keep them full pretty much year round, except for that 3-month window there for turkey season. So we're gonna get that done. And then last but not least, we're gonna get cameras out. So keep hanging in there. All right, everybody, so I got my feeder set up. I got a kind of a starter, 100 pounds around the perimeter of it. That'll get those deer in here, really working that grass down, keep it pushed down so that when the spreader or the feeder spreads the feed, it'll be more ground level. I put it where I did. It's in the back corner of this field. So food plot, hopefully seeing that, is right behind me. But I wanted this kind of tucked away into the back corner. But I didn't want it, whenever it starts dispensing, I didn't want it spreading corn and antler macks all down in the woods. So I put it right where it's at, because it's right now it's shooting right to the edge of that wood line. And so that's working out good. But as you can tell, and there's a good scrape right there, licking branch tree every year. But as you can tell, there's no trees. I mean, that one is, but look how far. I mean, you're talking 25, 30 yards away. You hope that it's triggering it. So my answer, guys, to that problem is, wait for it, the plot pod. I don't know if that was dramatic enough for you. But yeah, guys, this plot pod is a tripod configuration, and it allows me to put my trail cameras anywhere that I want intel. So hold on a second. I got some corn dust on the lens there. All right, so the plot pod, and again, that tripod configuration, it allows me to put this anywhere that I want intel on anything. I don't have to have a tree or anything. So we're gonna get this set up about 15 yards back, and then start hopefully getting some good intel on some bucks off of this. Also on the mineral site, we're gonna have a camera there. We're also going to have some cameras out here in the food plot. And then it's already getting late. It's almost like 8 o'clock, and my wife is calling and not too happy that I'm still out here. So probably have to come back out another time and get some more cameras out, but we're gonna get the important cameras out on the stuff that we did today to ensure that we're starting to get some of that intel. So keep hanging in there. We're gonna get these cameras all set up. Stay tuned. All right, guys, so I got the plot pod all out, and as you can see, this thing is fully adjustable. It comes with these really cool legs. So you just back that little screw out. Get my legs pulled out there, tighten them down. Get the base put on, tighten it down, repeat all three, and then it's got different adjustments here. You just pull this out. I'll show you that in a second. All right, so as you can see, got it all put together. The first thing you'll notice when you get your plot pod out of the box, plot pod, you cannot say that 7 times fast. I'm telling you right now, you cannot be done. Plot pod, nope, not gonna do it. But the first thing you'll notice as soon as you get it out of the box is the craftsmanship. I mean, guys, this thing is high quality. I mean, it is built to last. So my second favorite thing about it is I can now get intel anywhere I want to get intel. In the middle of an open field, on a food plot, just like this setup I have here that I just showed you. No trees around, no problem. I'm gonna throw this plot pod in. It comes with the tent stakes. Make sure when you put these in, you put them at an angle all the way around. It'll give you more stability. But the thing that I found last year that I like about the plot pod versus the other freestanding camera mounts that I've used, on a freestanding camera mount, the deer want to come check it out. Just naturally, they're curious. And they always wind up pushing that camera in a different direction. And now I let a camera run for 3-4 weeks or longer, thinking I'm getting great intel, and I don't get anything. I come back and all I got was pictures of birds flying by. So with the plot pod, they have not moved the camera because this unit right here, once it's locked in place, it's not moving, it's staying there. So I'm gonna get it all set up out here about 20 yards from this feed station, and then we'll go on to our next camera. And of course, I got the Meyer trail camera to mount on top of my plot pod. This is the Meyer Hit List HL2. It's a smaller version. They have 2 different camera configurations available. Guys, for the money, I have not seen anything that gives me better resolution and still does all the functions and features that this camera does. So if you have not already checked out the Meyer trail cameras, hop over to their website. It's www.meyertrailcameras.com. And you know, look at the reviews, check out their pictures, look at all the detail and all the things that this camera does. But for the money, I haven't found one that beats it yet. Stay tuned. All right, everybody, so we've gotten 5 cameras out so far. This is gonna be number 6. Gonna be the last camera we put up for this episode, but it's not the camera that I'm wanting to talk about. It's the ultimate camera mount. Guys, you see right there, I just loosened it up, but yet if I pull it back tight, it's locked in place. Now, this particular tree, I get great intel from, but previously, you can see where I've had mounts in it before, the squirrels will come up and jump this tree and sit on top of it, perch on top of my camera, resulting in the camera to fall over. These ultimate camera mounts don't move. Once they're locked in place, they are set. You cannot move it in that direction. But yet you come back, you want to adjust it, whatever, simply click it back and it's loose and that wing nut's ready to go. So I'm going to install it and then I'll talk to you a little bit more about the ultimate camera mount. All right, I got you in here close, but first and foremost, whenever you screw that in, you want to lift this up and you want your wing nut to the left-hand side. And then so what you're going to do is you're going to tighten that nut and then continue to tighten it up, but yet give it pressure downward to the angle that you want to get it. So I mean, I could lay this thing all the way out if I wanted to and lock it in place and it's going nowhere. So I'm just going to keep going down, keep tightening it up, and then that's going to give me the angle that I want. I already had this tight, but I can tighten it a little bit more. And that's going to give me straight down that transition line that these bucks will come out of that bedding and then come out and go over across this field. So that camera is in place. It's going nowhere. But if I wanted to readjust that, all I would have to do is click backwards a little bit and that wing nut would be loose, ready to go. So important feature, or I guess instruction, is to ensure that when you install your ultimate camera mount, then when you flip it up, your wing nut is on the left-hand side. That's going to be able to give you that leverage to tighten it down and pull it to the angle you want and then seat it. Guys, that thing's in place. I can let this run the entire season and come back and it's going to be sitting in that exact same position that it is right there. I don't have to worry about a squirrel, a raccoon, or anything else perching on top of this and then knocking it over. Look, it's not touching the tree, so very limited. Don't have that tree or surface to area contact, so that's not going to invite the bugs to try to get up in the camera. And I got the angle without having to use a stick that's going to rot or whatever. So no straps, so the straps aren't going to get nasty, rotten, dry rot it, fall off, whatever. Guys, that camera mount right there is the absolute best innovation to a camera mount I have ever seen. You've got to check them out. It's www.ultimatecameramounts.com. Make sure I ain't stepping in those snakes over here. All right, guys, we're about to wrap up for the evening. Got a lot done. It's about 9 o'clock. Only got 6 cameras out. We still got 20 some odd cameras to go. But we got the cameras out. We got the bush hogging done. We got some hard transition lines put in. We got some trails cut in through the woods. We got the blend of clover broadcast on the food plot along with some fertilizer. We got the other, we got the feeder set out and it's full with the Antler Max. We got the plot pod set out. Man, we got a lot done today. So as far as the to-do list and the checklist for the preseason stuff, we checked off a bunch today. Continue to tune in. We're getting ready to put in 2 micro plots or poor man plots on 2 other properties. So tune in for that, and then make sure you keep tuning in through the preseason to check out what deers. They're not deers, they're deer. What deer start making our hit list for the 2019 season. Make sure you keep tuning in, and as always, wake up and hunt.